Hello, and welcome to this edition of the Angels and Destiny Show. Why is this show called this? You may ask, so I tell you. The accepted meaning of angel is messenger, and the accepted meaning of destiny is to make firm establish. So, my guest and I bring you messages to establish what you need to know in the present. And also, I like working with angels and the calmness they bring. Now, in a moment, I will introduce you to my wonderful guest, Neelam Aggarwal. But before that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching the show live at a later date, as it means a lot to me to connect with like minded women. Now, if you've never met before, then my name is Ray, and I love to help women to crossroads in their life, heal their past, create their future, and transform their present so they can take charge of their destiny in the here and now. I'm the founder of Radiant Angel Energy, and I use future life progression, past life regression, angelic Reiki, guided meditation, angel oracle cards, and hypnosis to help women who feel lost get clear on their reason for being here. And I've also created several transformational journeys and packages, a journey through lifetimes, and a 6-week guided meditation series to help you step into confidence. Now, each episode of the show covers various themes of your journey, a mini guided meditation or angel oracle card reading with the wisdom of my wonderful guests, like today's guest, Neelam Aggarwal, who will be showing us the steps to a natural facelift. I cannot wait for this. Now, Neelam has earned her silver hair and is very proud of it. Neelam grew up in India in a household of many children with an equal amount of males and females, where her parents gave them all equal opportunities. Now, she grew up in a loving environment that allowed her personality to develop, especially as India was being run by its first female Prime Minister, Indira Gandhi. Now, Neelam's mother would come up with natural remedies for the skin, as well as doing yoga with the children and giving them massages through their growing pains. So, fast forward many years to having been married and having children, Neelam decides to enrol and study beauty therapy for mature students, as well as learning aromatherapy, reflex zone therapy, sports massage, and Reiki, whilst looking after the house and children, leading Neelam to be named as the best mature student of the year at the end of her beauty therapy course. Now, eventually, she went on to run her own salon, where she decided to offer her natural facelift, something that Neelam has been using on herself. Now, this was so popular that Neelam offered to teach it to clients so they could use it on themselves. And today is going to be teaching it to us too, which is absolutely brilliant. So, without further delay, hello, Neelam, and welcome to the Angels and Destiny show. How are you today?
Hello, Ray. I am doing good, and I'm so happy to be here on your show.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. So, before we get into this fascinating conversation, I want to remind everyone who's watching that not only can you share this video, but you can also ask questions, leave comments and thoughts, as both Neelam and I want to be part of this conversation. So, please don't be shy. So, Neelam, why don't you tell us more about your journey, how the natural facelift came about, and then show us how to do it?
Can't wait. My journey started when I started learning beauty therapy. Um, we had to do a dissertation, and I did not know what to write about, and I searched, and I went to the library, and I came across this book, Natural Facelift, and I read it, and um, it really resonated with me because prior to that, um, we had to go to India, and there I used to have lovely massages and facials, marma therapy, which was all uh, kind of acupressure massages, and that did help the facelift as well. So I knew a little bit about that. So that book really helped me. So I did my dissertation on that, and then we had to do a presentation as well to the whole class. So I took the whole class through it, and everyone loved it. Um, but then didn't talk about it at all after that. And occasionally I used to do it on myself, and then people started commenting, "Neelam, your skin looks good." And I didn't want to tell anybody what I was doing on myself. um, so that's how it came about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. So, I mean, you've had quite an adventure over the years, and the fact that you grew up in India at a time when, it's the first female prime minister, and coming from a background that had really equal opportunities, because when if we think back to history and the way it's been written, it's always like that it wasn't equal.
Yeah, but my childhood was, it was, there was no discrimination. There was no, you're a girl, you cannot do this, or you're a boy, you can do this. No, my parents were like, do it, do whatever you want to do, learn everything, but make sure you have a professional qualification to your name. Because in those days, there was no concept of adult learning in India. So when you were 15 or 16, you chose your path then. So whether if you wanted to go into sciences, medical side, that's it. You cannot alter your direction. Um, so so we stuck to what we wanted to do, and as guided by my parents. Okay, you pursue a career. You don't have to do anything with it, but at least have that qualification. Then you do whatever you want to do. It, should things do not not work out, then you have something to fall back on. And it was so sensible
Yeah.
looking back. um, so when I emigrated to UK, there were so many opportunities. So I was like a sponge grabbing every opportunity. I was lucky to be able to recognize the opportunities. So yeah, and I think my foundation that my family gave me, that helped me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
brilliant. So what did you end up studying in?
Um, Back home, I studied. I did a bachelor's science, botany and zoology. Um, I was going to go for medicine, but things did not work out because the college was too far away, so it didn't work out. So I ended up doing a year's qualification into early years education. And soon after, I got married and came here to the UK. Um, and there was so much to learn here, all the basics, because growing up in India, you have all the household help. I did not know how to cook. I had never cleaned, but here I had to learn everything. So with support of my newly acquired in-laws and my husband, I learned everything, and I was enthusiastic about it. I always look forward to doing things. I very good at adapting to new things. So I was enjoying painting the walls, wallpapering the walls, vacuum cleaning. Um, yeah, so learning new things. Then children happened, and then I thought, all that I have learned, I need to do something with it. And I said to my husband, I said, I need to do something. He said, aren't you happy being a lady of leisure? You don't need to go out to work. I'm earning enough. I said, no, even though I'm comfortable, but I do want to go out and make use of what skills I have, all that I've learned. So anyway, he said, it's up to you. So I took my own initiative, got in touch with some schools, because I had early years qualification, but I hadn't taught, so I needed to learn the system of education here and the style of teaching here. So I spoke to a few people, and they suggested, why don't you volunteer first and see how things go here? So I phoned around, and I was put in touch with a head of a nursery school, and she welcomed me with open arms, because They love volunteers. um, so my only condition was that I could bring my 4-year old son with me, and I could come after I had dropped my daughter at school and leave just before, well before, to pick her up from school. And it was all agreeable. Um, and whilst I was volunteering, my head teacher was really, really happy with the way I was teaching. Um, and she tried her best to convert my volunteering time into a paid time. I was so happy she did that. And then she also tried to get my qualification recognized in this country. But universe had a different idea. My husband was asked to go overseas and set up a sister company for the American company that he was working for. And it was an opportunity. Children were young, so it would have been a good adventure for all of
Yeah.
us. So we took that opportunity and went for 2.5 years, and that was going to India. So then I was a lady of leisure.
Oops.
So the children went to, and I did not want children to be out of this British system because we were going to come back.
Yeah.
I sent them to British High Commission School over there, so they were in line with the
Yeah.
national curriculum here. So I had all the time on my hands. So I used to go for massages and facials, etc. And anyway, when we came back, um, I wanted to continue with my routine. So I went to the local college because they used to have models for their students. And it was, affordable. Then I could have more treatments. Um, and when I learned that to study beauty therapy, you have to learn anatomy and physiology of, human anatomy and physiology. And that would get me the closest that I wanted at one time when I wanted to do medicine. Um, so I just enrolled myself and studied. And my husband said, "Are you sure you want to be a student again? All that hard work, and then you've got children, and I'm working late hours, and I'm traveling. Will you be able to manage?" I don't know where the energy came from. I did it. And I was awarded the Mature Student Award as well. So that was really good.
That's brilliant. So just go, it just goes to show it doesn't matter what age you are, when something is aligned for you that you're supposed to be doing, things just flow naturally with it, and the help, the assistance, everything is just there, and you have the energy because it's something you're supposed to be doing because you're going with the flow. You're not forcing yourself.
No. And each time it's like I had an inner knowing what I need to do. Um, it was kind of a voice that this is what you need to do now. This is what you need to do now. So yeah, gut feeling. I was just listening to my gut feeling, whether I did anything with it or not, because my husband didn't want me to do anything from home because it would be encroaching on your
Yeah.
privacy. And I had no intention. I do not come from a business background. Neither does my husband. So I had no intention of opening a clinic or salon, but it happened again.
So how did it happen? Again, this is the universe working. Going, we're going to put things in place for you.
Yeah. So, but anyway, as soon as I finished all my training with aromatherapy, reflex zone therapy, an old acquaintance from my teaching time, the volunteering time and teaching time, She was now head teacher of the same nursery school where I was. And she contacted me. And she said, "Well, we have a vacancy. Would you like to come and join us?" Um, so I joined. And then I worked for about 4 years there, and I was helped to with in school training and get a more. I was an earliest teacher, but then I got qualification for primary school teacher, so I could teach up to year six. So that was wonderful. But whilst I was teaching, a friend of mine, she knew that I had done all these beauty therapy trainings, etc. She approached me and she said she has a friend who has a salon in a gym, and she needs help just for 10 days. Would you be willing to help her? And I said, you know what, I have trained, but I haven't actually worked. She said, it doesn't matter, you go and meet her anyway. So I went and met her, and she said, don't worry about it. It's in a few weeks' time, and I'll send you for training for the products that they were
Yeah.
using. And the training was going to be in the half term for the school, so it was fine. So I went for a week's training. Um, and I cleared all the exams and everything. Uh, Came back, and so I ran her salon for 10 days on my own, so which was a big thing. It was scary to begin with, but you learn from the clients as well. So it was a big learning curve for me. Um, and The 10 days were over, went back. And then my inner voice kept niggling me, you can do it now, you can do it now, open your own salon. Anyway, before that, my husband was asked by another company to go overseas to set up a sister company for them. And this time we didn't have to go with them because the children were much
Yeah.
older. So I did not mention anything about the niggling voice. um, I mentioned it to my mother-in-law because there was a gap in the area where she lived. Very busy area, right opposite the tube station, multicultural, and there was no salon there.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, this is where I want to open a salon. There'll be a great need for what I do over there. But the rents were horrendous.
Mm.
And there wasn't anything that came up was snapped up straight away because it was such a busy area, passing trade, so much passing trade. So I thought, okay, let me just look for a room, a small room to begin with. There was nothing available. Then my mother-in-law said, don't worry, I'll look around because she lives in the area. She said, I'll go around every day and see. And then one day she phones me and she says, there is a room which is going to be vacated in a few weeks' time or something like that. Come and have a look. So I went. And I spoke to the landlords and negotiated with them because I had to prepare the room for myself.
Yeah.
So I negotiated rental-free time to prepare the room, which was agreeable to them. And I prepared the room. And that's when I phoned my husband and I told him, this is what I'm doing. He said, you're telling me now? I said, yes, if I told you before, you would have said, have you considered this? Have you considered that? And too many problems. And I don't want any. I don't want to think about problems. I just want to go and anything that comes up, I'll deal with it. So my mother-in-law was absolute gem helping me out there. And then I didn't look back. I started um, on my own, and then I hired a part-timer, and then two, three full-timers. And it was really good. And then when my husband came back and he saw how well I was doing, um, you know, then he was with me. He supported. But I had other challenges. My son had a heart murmur. He had to go through heart surgery, but he's doing fine now. So,
Yeah,
so you know, if there are challenges, you just ask for the strength to deal with them.
yeah. With
So
with
the universe helped me along because I listened to the universe and I went with it, I think.
yeah, yeah, and the universe start. If you listen to it, it will help you through
Yeah.
everything that you need to do. So you started in a small room, doing all these beauty therapy, and then you hired staff. I mean, this is someone who had no business experience. You suddenly in the middle of this. Oh, I'm going to have to learn. I'm going to have to do business.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a small room. Then I had to partition with a curtain to make small waiting area. It was, I mean, yeah, yeah, and it was so busy that I would in the waiting area. I had to put a reclining chair there to do things over there as well. So it just was so busy. It really got very busy, and I had some clients coming all the way from London as well because and I did not advertise. It was all word of mouth. Um, so yeah, uh, and then people started saying, "Can you add hairdressing as well?" I said, in this small area we can't add hairdressing as well. But then anyway, I just thought, okay, let me learn hairdressing. If I hire somebody, I need to know the trade as well myself.
Yeah,
You know, so I learned hairdressing again. It was convenient. It was only one day a week, long day, and in the evening, I my locals where I lived. I attached myself to the local salon for 3 hours in the evening, actually working with the clients. Um, so that helped me with the hairdressing, but I did not learn hairdressing with a view of me doing it myself.
yeah,
Um, it was so that I know the trade because I was whether I was going to do anything with it or not. I don't. I did not know, but things worked out in a different way. The lady, the local hairdresser lady, where I was attached, towards the end of my year, she said, "Neelam, I'm selling this salon, and why don't you take it over?" I said, "But no, yours is a hairdressing salon, and I really don't want to do hairdressing." She said, "I've seen you. You're pretty good at it. You can do it, and you can hire a couple of people, and you know what? You can add beauty to it because there's the big room, two rooms at the back." Um, and I came home and I told my husband. I said, "This is what Francis is saying," and my husband, why don't you look at it? I said, "You know what, Deepak? There's no passing trade here, and the demography is such that the salon, it's all elderly clients here. For beauty, I don't think I will. The beauty will survive here." he said, why don't you look at it, and something will come up, and things will happen. I wasn't 100% sure, but but it happened. Um, Took over the salon, added beauty to it. So we started attracting younger clients as well. And then I thought, aha, I can introduce my natural facelift to the elderly ladies.
Why not?
So I used to use that in the facials anyway. So I started sharing, teaching them how to do it, because this is something I teach so that you can do it at home yourself. You need to do it daily yourself, and it's a 20-minute routine. So I took my clients on a four days training. I did it on them the first 4 days, and on the fifth day, I asked them to do it on themselves. So I supervised them doing it. So we took before photos before we started, and the photos on the fifth day, and so that they could see the difference. Um, but they didn't want to share the photos on the social media because they didn't want anyone to know what they did.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So fast forward, during COVID, I thought, everybody's sitting at home. Let me teach natural facelift to people via Zoom. Um, then I thought, but I need to get some before and after photos. So I got in touch with some of my colleagues from school. I went back into teaching in between and doing supply teaching. So I was doing all these things, beauty and supply teaching as well. So got my some of the colleagues and some relatives, and I said, well, I'll teach you for free if you share your photos on social media. And they agreed. So I taught them on Zoom, and then I gave them the recording so that they could follow the recording for 30 days. And I got them to post their photos on weekly basis, and they could compare and see. And they were really impressed. Um, then during COVID, then I thought, my intention was to make a business out of it. Then I changed my mind because, people were being affected by COVID, staying at home. And then I thought, no, let me share this with no conditions attached. Even if it uplifts anyone, that's my reward. So that's what I did. I taught myself how to take a video, edit it, upload it on YouTube. It wasn't perfect, but I did it. So it's on the YouTube now.
It is, and I will be putting a link in the comments after the show so that anyone can literally just go and click on it and go into see that video, and of course subscribe to your channel as well, and maybe leave comments about how good it is. Um, and you are actually going to show us, you're actually going to do a live demonstration for us, which is absolutely brilliant.
I would love to. I would love to.
So
So,
the floor is yours.
yeah, thank you. Thank you. So, first of all, let me just say, if you've had any invasive procedure on your face or head or neck in the last 6 months, I would advise you not to do it. Consult your physician if you want to, if you're unsure of anything. If you haven't had anything done, you're most welcome to do it. All you need is your fingers, no products. And it's a circular massage on certain points. And the pressure that you will need to use is, I call it an eyeball pressure. So the pressure that you need to put on your eyeball where it doesn't hurt you. It's a very light pressure.
Mm.
And the way the massage is going to be, so on a point here, it's a stationary massage. So you're not moving your finger.
Okay.
Your finger is on the point and you're going round. So it will be either moving medially or laterally. So medially towards the center of the body, laterally towards the side of the body,
Okay.
or it will be clockwise, which is going left, or anti-clockwise, which is going right. So I'll mention all that.
Hmm.
And we will start with the neck and head, and then forehead, eye area, then cheeks, here, jaw, and the front of the neck.
Cool.
So ideally, you shouldn't have any nails to begin with, but once you start doing it, then you'll know how to do with the nails as well. Right now, I do have nails,
Yeah, I don't really have long nails, so I'm okay.
long nails. Yeah, you have nails, but not long nails. Okay, so the very first point, and each point we will massage for about 45 seconds. So I'll time it. You don't need to worry about it. You can work with me, and I'll tell you when to stop. Um, and yeah, that's it.
Cool.
So the very first point, your index fingers, place your index fingers on the sides of your neck and slide them down until you reach your shoulders, and where they stop, just there. Yeah. So you make, now this is on the side of the neck, so medial massage, which is coming towards the center. So going up and towards the front of the body. Okay, so I'll count that. If you just massage that small but firm, okay, not hurting yourself. And stop. Okay, next point is on the back of your head. So you place your fingers above your earlobes and slide your fingers back. I'll show you the back.
Hmm.
Oops. And go down the bump
Hmm.
and pull your fingers an inch apart. That's the point. And here you massage medially, that's going towards the center of the head. And stop.
Good.
Okay, and if your shoulders hurt, so just take a break and shake your hands. Okay, third point is again on the back, on the nape. So where your fingers were, you
Hmm.
slide them down. Again, go halfway on your neck,
Hmm.
and again medially towards the center of the neck. Starting now. And stop. And now we do the front. So place your fingers on the high of your eyebrow here and go up to your hairline. Not here, straight up here. There's a very slight dip there.
Hmm.
Again, making circular massage towards the center of the face. So going up and down towards the center of the face. And stop. Next point is, again, if you're tired, shake your arms. Next point is from that point coming down the middle of the forehead. Just that. Okay. Again, medially, 45 seconds.
How weird! I can't get my fingers in the right. It's like they're moving everywhere. It's much easier if I'm looking at you than looking at myself doing it.
And stop. I think what you need to do is just place your fingers firmly and just rotate. Okay. The next point is in the corner of the eyes next to the nose here. So
Hmm.
be careful with your nails here. We're going to use our thumbs here.
Okay.
Okay. So the groove here, so you can lodge your thumbs there.
Hmm.
And here you go up and towards your nose. And stop. Okay. How do you feel?
This is good. I'm enjoying this. It's quite relaxing.
It is, isn't it? Okay, next point is the temples. So from the corner of the eyebrows, an inch above
Hmm.
here. And this time, we're going to be massaging laterally towards the side of the body. And again, rather than just moving your fingers, if you move the whole arm, then it doesn't put the pressure on your joints.
Okay.
Okay, so here. and stop. Okay, next point is corner of the eyes. If you place your fingers on the socket, eye socket, and just drop your fingers towards the sides here, and it's again lateral move. Okay, so this addresses the the crow's feet.
I reckon it's a man that described it as crow's feet at some point.
Mm. I know.
No offense to any men that are watching.
Mm.
And this works on men as well.
It does. It doesn't discriminate.
And men can have crow's feet as well.
And stop. Okay, the next one is again from the high of your eyebrows. If you bring your fingers down here, just below the eyes on the socket, on the edge of the socket, and just drop them here so that you're not poking your eye. And again, it's lateral move, so up and towards the side of the body. This addresses the bags, eye bags.
Yeah, which we all get, especially when you hit that menopause stage where you
Yeah.
don't get a decent night's sleep and your covers are on, covers are off, covers are on,
Yeah.
covers are off.
And stop. Okay, and next one from that point down below your eye cheekbones. Here I prefer to do with my thumb, but you can do it with your fingers as well. So I lodge my thumbs under my cheekbones. And again, this is a lateral move, so towards the side of the body. And stop. Okay. Next point is in the cleft area here. So you can use your finger or your knuckle. I prefer to do it with my knuckle, and it's going to be a clockwise, so towards the left of your body. and stop. Okay, back to two fingers. The next one is from your nostrils. If you go out an inch, it's just here. Excuse me. And again, it's lateral towards the side of the body. So this helps to lift the corners of the mouth up. And stop. Okay, next one is in between the lower lip and the chin here. And again, I use my knuckle and it's clockwise. And stop. Okay, next one is we're going to do the TMJ, the jaw area. So for this, what we have to do is drop our jaw forward a bit. So what we do the upper side here. So if you place your fingers on the bone here, jawbone here, and go all the way towards the front of the ear, here, and open your jaw up and go up and down with your open and close your jaw, and you can feel some movement there.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's just there. So what you have to do is drop your jaw forward whilst doing this massage, like that, and do the lateral massage here. And stop. Dries up your throat.
Does. Should remind you to bring some water with you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a point. Again, there's two more points with opening your jaw here. So the next one is behind the ear and between your jaw, the bone here.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel a hollow there behind the earlobe. Yeah. So drop your jaw forward, and the massage will be up and towards your bone. and stop. Last one with the jaw open. Above the where the ear attaches to the skull here, you'll feel a very really tiny bump.
Mm.
Yeah. So again, jaw forward and lateral move. And stop. You okay? Okay, you had to.
Yeah, I just had to move the headphones. So I do apologise for anyone that might get headphone noise.
Not much. Okay, the next point is just below the mouth corners here. And again, lateral move. And stop. Okay, this the next move I do with my thumbs. And if you place your fingers on the chin and slide your fingers 1/3 way towards the back of the jaw and place your thumbs there. So going going towards the side of the jaw and coming back towards the edge of the jaw. And stop. Okay, the next one is can you see this muscle here?
Hmm.
It's along that muscle. So making sure you're not pushing in on your trachea. Just place your fingers so that they're resting along the muscle. So you go up and come back towards the muscle. And stop. Don't know if you'll be able to see this. So your clavicle bone. So place your fingers on your clavicle bone and bring them towards the center where they can't go any further. And your move is going to be medial here. So just where the muscles attach, just going over the muscle. One. Yeah. And stop. Okay, now, just last two left. So if you tilt your head towards the right slightly, you'll see this muscle here, which is sternocleidomastoid muscle. So what you do is make an O of your index finger and thumb and hold the muscle. So we're going to travel all the way up to where it's attached. And the way we travel is slightly lift just the skin, not the muscle, and then squeeze this muscle down. It's a bit like how you milk a cow. You know, you're very lightly lifting the skin, and then you're milking the muscle down. So we're kind of draining everything now. We go all the way up to where we feel the soft muscle, and where it turns hard behind the ear, we're just going to use our finger and lift the skin up and push down. Go up, slide the skin up and push down. And that's it. We do the same thing on the other side. Lightly lift the skin up and squeeze the muscle down. Skin up, squeeze the muscle down. Skin up, squeeze the muscle down. And where the muscle turns hard behind the ear, going to use a finger slightly up and push down. Up and push down. And that's it.
That's brilliant. And you know something, I could really see that, you know, if you do that before you go to bed, oh my God, that is just sort of like really sort of like, especially if you're doing it with your eyes closed, you can sort of like
It's very relaxing. I prefer doing it just before going to bed because it just I sleep so well. But the danger is that you may not finish the routine. But the good thing about this routine is that you can do it any time of the day. You can do it in front of the TV. And as a passenger in the car, you can do it. And not whilst driving.
no, that'd be a little bit dangerous.
Yeah. And you know, should you be interrupted, it doesn't matter. You can go back to where you left.
See, I like this.
Even if there's a gap of an hour or 2 hours, you can go back to it from where you finished.
See,
So
I like that you don't have to go and start the whole thing again.
no, you don't have to start the whole thing. But the important thing is that you do the routine in order. Okay, and you must do it daily to begin with for 30 days. So that's for muscle memory. So your muscles remember all this routine, and then maybe 2 or 3 times a week just for maintenance. Sometimes I don't even do for months, and if I have an occasion coming up, I do it the night before. and the muscles remember, and they just perk up to where I had left before.
Yeah.
So, but the 30 days is very important, which is the
Yes.
most difficult thing. People, we do not spend time on ourselves.
No, we
We need
totally
to give
don't.
that time to ourselves. Because life is so busy doing things for others. But 20 minutes a day, if we take that time out, how does your skin feel right now?
Yeah, it feels really good, and I feel nice and relaxed and
Yeah,
sort of like chilled out. So yeah, it feels really good.
energized.
Mm, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
totally. That's been, and we do it for 45 seconds.
45 seconds each point. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Even if you do it for 30 seconds, it's fine, but not less than 30 seconds.
let's say 30 seconds to
30
45
to 45
seconds.
seconds. Yeah, that's
I
fine.
like that. Easy, doable. Um, yeah, be like, I can just see that you're doing that before going to bed. That's going to be absolutely a game changer. It's going to be, yeah, I'm sleeping now, just sleeping. And
And you know what? I do not spend money on expensive facial products, etc. I do this. Um,
and I mean, you do look good.
Thank you.
You do look very good on this. And if Neelam can look good on it, we can all look good
But
on it.
obviously, it's not going to change your facial structure, but
No,
it just takes a few years away, and you just feel good with it. It defines your face. The skin um, texture changes, becomes smoother, and the tone becomes even. Um, and all the puffiness goes away. Eh, you just have to do it to experience it. You
yeah.
just have to experience it to know what.
And it's actually, sort of like looking at myself now, because obviously my eyelids as I've got older have got heavier and that. But even now, I'm noticing that my eyelids just seem that little bit higher than they were.
The eyes open up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. I know. I've got some before and after photos, and people's eyelids have been drooping, and they've got the lift.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I like this. I like this a lot. And I'm going to try and get myself into a routine of doing it every night if I can do. So thank you very much for sharing that with us.
You're
Now,
welcome.
as you know, I do angel oracle cards and guided meditation. So each week I like to ask my guests what they would like me to do for themselves and those watching. So, what would you like me to do? An angel oracle card or a mini guided meditation?
Oh, I would love a card.
Let's do a
Thank
card then. Funny
you.
enough, they're in my hand. It's
Oh,
amazing that. Okay. Now, obviously, when I do the cards, I work very much in the present. So the cards are what you need to know for your highest good at this moment in time. So although I work with the past, when we work in the past, it's to release and clear the past so that we can be fully present. And when we go into the future, it's so we know where our future's going, so that we're not worried and we can be fully in our present. So what does Naeem and everyone who's watching this need to know for their highest good at this moment in time? What does Naeem and everyone who's watching this need to know for their highest good? So let's see what we all need to know. Okay, so the card we have got is answering the call. The time is now,
oh wow.
which is
Okay.
absolutely perfect for what you've been talking about and what's going on, now, where you're trying, where you're bringing this in now for everybody to actually use it. The time is now. You're answering that call. For us to be finding more natural ways of doing things, so we're not spending the money on the expensive products, etc. That it's something that we can do, So by you bringing this, really bringing this out, it's kind of like answering that call, that thing that we've been looking for, where we don't need to spend the money, but we can look more beautiful naturally, um, than we ever did before. So this is a brilliant card for you. Know it's like the doors opening, you know, um, and the people are there waiting for you to bring this to them. So it's a beautiful card to come out. And
Thank you.
again, to everyone who's watching, the time is now. Whatever it is you're being called to do to help other people, to be of service to others, the time is right now. Do it.
Do it now.
Yeah, don't be afraid. There's lots of ways. Look how beautiful it looks out
It
there.
does, yeah.
So don't hesitate. Go out, and do it now. You
Take the
know
destiny in your hands.
exactly, which is what you've done. With everything you've done, you've done everything, and the universe has gone. Yes, you're doing this. Let's work with you and bring in more stuff. Um,
Brilliant.
to us. So it's actually brilliant. So Neelam, do you have any insights or thoughts to leave our viewers?
Um, yeah, listen to your gut and, just go for things. Well, your passion, do it now. Otherwise, when is the time? Yeah, yeah, there'll be problems, there'll be challenges, but you will know how to deal with them. Yeah, have no fear. Just do it.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I hope everyone that you've enjoyed this conversation and found it insightful, as I know I definitely have, and I'm definitely going to try and make this into a routine now. So Neelam, if people want to connect with you, how do they do that? What's the best way of getting in contact with you?
I have a Facebook page, and in the name of Neelam Aggarwal. So yeah, they can connect with that.
Excellent. And I will put the link directly to that. And I'll also put the link to the YouTube channel. So, you can literally go to that YouTube channel and the video is there of actually doing this routine. So you don't have to think, I remember it, or even come back and go through the whole show. You can just literally go to that. And don't forget, when you do go to watch it on Neelam's YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, leave comments, because it all helps and it will help get it to more people out there. Um, and of course, if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, then please again subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment on my channel. Again, that helps me and gets this message out to more women who feel lost and want to get clear on their destiny, just like you. And of course, when you do subscribe, you actually get notified of anything that we're putting on there. So if Neelam puts more stuff on, you'll be notified. When I put more stuff on, you'll be notified. And of course, if you're at a crossroads in your life and you need some guidance in finding the meaning of your life and getting clear on your path, then I would love to be that guide for you. So please feel free to connect with me so we can arrange a free clarity video call to discuss where you are now and how you can move forward and take charge of your destiny. And please feel free to join my weekly newsletter and receive a free future life progression recording where I take you into a future lifetime to get guidance and clarity that you can use in your current life, as well as a couple of other free gifts. And by signing up to the newsletter as well, you're always going to know what I'm doing and what I'm bringing, just in case things disappear on us. So again, thank you, Neelam, for sharing. This has been absolutely brilliant. And thank you to those that are watching, either live or the replay, and your comments and thoughts. And I look forward to seeing you seeing you same time, same place next week. Take care. Thank
Thank
you,
you for
Neelam.
having me.
Bye.
Thank you for having me. Bye.